of the kingdom and retires to, not exactly retires, the way the scriptures put it is, he wants to prepare for death. Right? So he goes to the river Ganges, and there are a lot of sages who assembled there, hearing that Parikshit Maharaj is going to quit his body. They also wanted to come and see. So now imagine the situation. Some of us, who are living here, we all would have experienced some difficulties, diseases. And we sometimes go to hospital and the doctors treat us. We always hope that we get treated and we recover and come back to our normal life. Sometimes it doesn't happen as we desire. And probably sometimes, you get to hear the unfortunate news that, you're in the final stage of your life, something which is terminal. So when you hear something like that, what emotions, what kind of churning will be going on inside? You'll be thinking you have so many responsibilities, you have so many things to finish, so many unfinished things. Which one will you give priority in life? So something similar to that happened to Parikshit. Of course, he was a devotee, so his action was very different. And it is mentioned in Bhagavatam. So he's saying, Tatascha bah prichyam imam viprache, visrubhya vipra iti kritayatvam, sarvatma mriyamanascha krityam, sudham cha tatram bhimukštha. So tatascha vah prichyama imam viprache. He literally is actually begging to the assembly of the sages over there, who had assembled over there, the banks of Ganges. He was a king, but he was just wearing a kaupian, nothing, and he has just renounced everything and he has gone. And there are very wise sages who have assembled over there, and he is asking them. Tatascha vah prichyama imam viprache, visrabhya vipra iti kritayatyam, sarvatmana mriyamanascha krityam, sudham cha tatra mrishtabhyuktaha. So he's asking, the translation of this is, O trustworthy Brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and specifically of those who are just about to die. Right? This question is very pertinent, very relevant, isn't it? Because the imagine which I was talking about, that unfortunate news is shared by the doctor or someone that we have only a few days remaining in our lives. What will go on inside us? What is it that we should meditate? What should we deliberate? That is exactly he's asking. He's begging, O trustworthy Brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. Now that it is imminent, I know that it is for sure, it is inevitable. What is my duty? Please, after proper deliberation, don't just give some answers just for the sake of giving, and don't have any contradictions amongst yourself. You deliberate amongst yourself. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of the unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and specifically of those who are just about to die. So it's a question which is relevant for each one of us, because each one of us, we've got our own duties. So he's asking in all circumstances, and especially of those who are just about to die. So it's a very powerful question, and that is the premise based on which Bhagavatam is spoken. Now, the Vedic scriptures, they expect us to understand the purpose of life. Even purpose is little, I would say, bigger concept. Even just to develop an appreciation for the things around us. Develop an awareness about it. Think about this. All of you, when you were born, one day you were born, right? That's what we celebrate as birthday. Your parents gave you a name. What is some sweetie, whatever, Bablu, Chuglu, whatever, some name we got. Before that, where we were? We don't know. And after we die, then, no, don't come to death immediately, maybe. Then we grow up, there are some children, they grow up, they do various activities. We have different goals that we want to accomplish. Some we get, some we miss. And we grow up, and then, one day we become old, and then one day we die. Once we are dead and gone, where do we go? We don't know. Actually, okay, let me ask, because I have heard that the people from Nashua are very intelligent. So unless and until you prove yourself otherwise, I'll carry that impression. How many of you know your parents' names? I'm sure all of you will know. Even the Massachusetts people will know. How many of you know your father's side grandparents, father's side's, grandparent, like father's father and mother, and mother's side father and mother? How many of you know? All of you will know. How many of you know your great-grandparents' names? How many of you know their parents' names? I'm very happy, impressed. At least there is one person who knows. Are you from Nashua? So they kept that, this thing that people from Nashua are intelligent. But see, others, if I ask you, it's just 2 generations. Your father's father, you know. Who's his father and who's his mother? Or same holds true for your mother. Mother's father, mother's mother, you know. Who's his parents? If somebody is asking, we don't know. Something very similar to that is going to happen to each one of us. Recently, I just want to talk about 2 incidents. I met one family. They were visiting from India. They had a teenager son. And I asked them, where do you live? He said it is pretty close to MG Road. Probably in India, most of the cities will have one MG Road. And I asked, what does this MG Road stand for? He said, I don't know. Can you believe this? Right? I'm sure all of you are laughing because you know it. It is Mahatma Gandhi Road. Even a famous personality like Mahatma Gandhi. We just remember because we get a holiday on October 2nd. That gives us reminder, oh, today is Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. People even, there are so many streets which are named as MG Road in India, but people don't even remember or know that MG Road stands for Mahatma Gandhi Road. Everything gets forgotten. Our names also will be forgotten. Right now we are all going on in our lives' pursuits, with our desires, with our goals, with our aspirations, and we think we'll be successful in life. But we are completely in a state of bewilderment. We don't know what's going on around us. Okay, all Nashua people who have come together here, imagine, when you are going back from this temple, what if you look around and you see, अरे हम तो 20 थे, एक कोई missing है. One person is missing. Who's that? You count and you find that, okay, one person is missing. What do? You probably go to the police or you'll report somewhere, this person is missing. And you feel worried, you feel tense about it. Like that, one day in our life, we'll all be missing. What kind of missing is that? When we die, that person who was there inside is missing, becomes invisible. And the dead body is there lying, right? As long as that soul is there in the body, that heavy weight, I'm 100 plus kg. I'm able to walk myself. Whoever you are, all you walked and you came. After that thing which is missing in the body, once it is gone, you require 4 people to carry. Isn't it shocking? It is very striking. It should hit us. We live in a world where we are oblivious to this, completely callous, completely in a state of forgetfulness. Imagine you're lying. Your body is being carried by 4 people. They'll burn you to ashes. After that, 2 generations after that, they ask, like, if somebody like me asks these questions to your grandchildren, great-grandchildren, who was your grandfather, great-grandfather? They'll also struggle like you are struggling. It's a very bewildering state. I remember when I was in Bangalore before coming here, there used to be a family who used to come to our temple, with whom I used to interact pretty regularly. They were very young people. They were in 40s and they had 2 children. So sometimes, it happens in our society, we see some untimely deaths. So the husband died, and the wife and the 2 children, they came and they were talking to me. I was trying to console them, saying that, no, this is Bhagavad-gita's message is saying that we are all eternal soul. This body is a covering, and we have to shed it off. We have to give it off in one day. I was trying to console them. Somehow they got some kind of conviction, some consolation, and they went back. After about a few months, this wife, the wife, Mataji, she came and she was telling Prabhu, I have got another problem now. I said, what happened? So this wife and the 2 children, the small children, they were sleeping together. Said, in the night, sometimes, when we are asleep, I hear the window opening, click, that sound. And there is a sound, there is a noise I can hear about my husband. He's calling. And we feel so scared, we again close the door. Right? So imagine, even your own relatives, after you're dead and gone, they also don't want. Hey, Baba, who's this? He's gone now, again he's coming, his voice. What is our state? But we are in complete forgetfulness of our life. It's a very beautiful verse in Bhagavad-gita. It says, Tribhir gunamair bhaver ebhi sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabhijanati. Mohitam is actually a state of bewilderment. How many of you have got the license over here? Anybody? Of course, not children. All of you have got. When you wrote the test, right? There is a question which was related to DUC, is it? What do you call that? DC? No. Driver under influence. DUI. You all know, right? Driver under influence. So if you are driving, after having taken some alcohol, they'll keep a instrument in front of you and they'll ask you to blow to see whether you are under the influence. And if you are under the influence, the charges are far more greater. So if you don't know the answer, then that will be, that the charges are, that's why they want you to know, remember. So this is something called under influence. Why they are testing? Because our judgment, our sense of direction, control is not there. Something like that the Lord is telling, Tribher gunamair bhaver ebhi sarvam idam jagat mohitam nabhijanati. This influence, there is a modes of material nature which makes us completely forgetful of our existence. Complete forgetful. Ataji, you are okay? Ab theek hai? Is it theek? Shatribhir gunamair bhaber. Right? These modes, when they are acting on us, they make us completely forgetful of who we are, what is going to happen. Complete bewilderment. That is what is the word used there is mohitam. Like a snake charmer, when he is playing the veena, the weed, whatever, that flute, that instrument, the snake is dancing to that. Like that, when the 3 modes are acting, we are completely acting. How many of you have never watched a movie in a theater? Okay, that's clear, right? We all have watched. What happens when you go to watch a movie in a theater? Have you ever watched a movie where all the lights are on and you can see the person sitting next to you and you are looking at him and then you are able to see his face? Maybe it's your own brother or sister, whoever it is. Or is everything pitch dark and there is a full focus on the screen? So we are completely identifying with the character. And sometimes many people, when they come out of that movie theater, they're crying. Oof, what a movie it was, how this thing. All of us, we have experienced that. Why do we experience like that? Why do they create that kind of a situation? So that we can identify with that. Nobody thinks of the problems of who's that making noise. Please don't. So nobody wants to remember the problems of their day-to-day lives when they're watching a movie. They just want to identify with the character. Completely identifying with the character. They want to feel that. They want to experience what emotions that hero is going through. And that is what exactly is happening to us. because of the modes of material nature which are acting on us very strongly. And because we want to enjoy this material world, we are put into this kind of a state of forgetfulness. Tribhir gunamair bhaver ebhi sarvam. Is it only the people from Nashua who are more intelligent are put in the state of bewilderment and the people from Massachusetts are not? Tribhir gunamair bhaver ebhi sarvam. Everybody is bewildered. Ebhi sarvam idam jagat mohitam na vijanati mama bhutam apyaya. They just don't know what is my true nature, the Lord is telling. This is how we pass our lives. Prabhupada puts it in a very nice way. He says it's a Bengali proverb, Pisachira mati channa hoy. If you are haunted by a ghost, then you'll blabber. What you are speaking doesn't make any sense. It'll not be coherent. Like, you go to some mental hospital, people who are having some disease or something, and they speak something which is random, arbitrarily. They talk because they are not in the proper state of proper sense of mind. Similarly, we are being haunted by the ghost of Maya, where we are completely forgetful of who we are. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, when you have got this human form of life, he sings this special song, Jeev Jago. Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago, Gora Chanda Bole, Kotha Nidra Gela, Pisachira Khole. We are sleeping in the lap of which is saying, Soja, Soja, Soja. And we are sleeping there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, Jeev Jago, Gora Chanda Bole. This valuable human form of life is going away. Another bewildering thing is time. Right? People say, what is the time if I ask you? If you look at the watch, it is 7:53:07, 7:53. The moment you say 7:53:07, that moment is gone. And we say we know the time, and the time that we know of is we look at our watch and we say the time at that time. What exactly is time? How does time go? Time pass means what? What is the meaning or understanding of time? Is time going somewhere? Time is always present. Is space going somewhere? But time is always present, but we are experiencing past, present and future. It is not like we are passing time. Time is passing by. We are here. Like Buddha puts it very nicely. Every second, our existence, everything around us is changing, is degrading. There is a day, there is night, and this is coming and going. We are experiencing as if, it's a time, today I am young, today this thing, something, day is going, but nothing. Actually, we are there, body is decomposing slowly. The time is eternally present. We just have some experience of past and future, and we sometimes live in the past, lamenting, or we are worrying about our future. Never, ever we live in the present. So that is why this verse of Bhagavad-gita is a verse which is meant to awaken us. Tribhir gunamair bhaver ebhi sarvam idam jagat mohitam na vijanati. We are completely bewildered and we don't understand what we need to do in this rare human form of life. This is exactly the question which Parikshit is asking. Now that I know, O trustworthy Brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. He at least is coming to that sense. He's asking, the question asked is on our behalf. We don't come to our senses even at the last moment. Nothing. Live life like that. So he's asking, O trustworthy Brahmanas, I now ask you about my immediate duty. Please, after proper deliberation, tell me of this unalloyed duty of everyone in all circumstances, and specifically of those who are just about to die. One may question, if this place is so terrible and we are going through these problems, why the Lord is deliberately putting me in this kind of forgetfulness? Why is not making me awaken? Why is not making me aware? Why this mohitam is there? The answer to this question is because we all want to enjoy. And the state of enjoyment is not possible unless we are put into the state of forgetfulness. Like you want to identify with that character in the movie, which is a complete delusion, but you cannot identify with that unless you are put into that kind of an illusion by creating that kind of an environment. Similarly, these modes of material nature are acting very strongly on us, very strongly, and we are bewildered. In response to this question, the verse that Sukadev Goswami speaks, That is something which we have been meditating, and I would like all of you to repeat after me. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Harihi Shrotavyah Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Ichata Bhayam Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavyah Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Ichata Bhayam. One more last time. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavyah Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Ichata Bhayam. So if you have become awakened now, or if something has struck you, then Sukadev Goswami's this answer is very powerful. Tasmat is therefore. Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvara Hari Shrotavya. Shrotavya means you must find time in your life. For what? Shrotavya, to hear about the Lord. Kirtitavya, you should glorify, you should chant. Smartavya, Shrotavya, Kirtitavyascha, Smartavya. Imagine your life, you have put all kinds of wrong things. You are hearing only material stuff. You are putting all materialistic information inside you. What kind of a memory you'll get? But natural, you'll have those memories related to what you are hearing, what you put it in your mind. What we hear, what we hear and what we see, or what we glorify, what we talk, those become our memory. So he's telling now, O Parikshit, you hear Shrotavya Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Ichata Bhayam. You hear about, you chant and glorify about, and you remember. About whom? Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma. Bharata is actually, he's coming in the dynasty of Bharata. So he's called Bharata. It can mean Arjuna, it can also refer to Yudhishthir, it can refer to Parikshit. In this case, it is Parikshit. Oh great person who's coming in the dynasty of Bharat Maharaj. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma. You hear, you chant, and you remember of that person who is described in these 4 words. Sarvatma. Sarvatma means who is there in every one of our heart. Atma is the one which is the soul who is conscious of our own body. But apart from the Atma, there is the Lord who is present in each one of us. He is called the Paramatma or Sarvatma because he is present in everybody. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan. It's not some ordinary person. Bhagavan. He's full with 6 opulences. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro. He is the supreme controller. Hari. He takes away all our miseries in our life. But we are forgetful of him. We don't even understand we are spirit soul. We are madly engrossed in our materialistic pursuits. Oblivious to the situation that we are in this death world. This is Mrityu Samsara. Matter of time when it will be all gone. And we don't awaken. Very, very important to understand and, live life in a wakeful state. In a state of using our intelligence to understand. I was talking about just becoming aware. Just even becoming appreciative of this surrounding. This is a reality. This is not to scare anyone. This is what is our life all about. I should do something about it. I must hear about the Lord. I must make use of this opportunity when I've got this human form of life. Otherwise it's just gone over. I must chant the names of the Lord, which is so powerful, so very powerful. One name uttered by a person who was extremely sinful, who was lying on his deathbed, scared of the imminent death, where he was seeing there were three scary, fierce creatures who have come to take his soul away, was Ajamila on the deathbed, called out helplessly, Narayana! That one helpless call of his. It was not even intended to call the Lord Narayana, because he was fortunate of his good past deeds that he had named his son as Narayana. He was calling out to his son Narayana. But luckily he had given his son the name Narayana. These days we don't hear even such names of lords, this thing as our children's name. They'll have some weird names, and imagine you keep calling someone Jank, Jan, or whatever, some names. Is not, and you call out in the end also some names. It's not going to help us. Just one word he uttered, Narayana. Those 4 syllables, when he called out helplessly, 4 Vishnudutas came to drive away those 3 Yamadutas. Whole life he had worked, he had traveled in the BMW, the body, mind, words of sins. But that one calling out of Narayana helplessly, he got freed from that. So when we should not think like, okay, I'll also continue in my BMW anyway, it is nice. And in the end of my life, when everything is over, that time I'll call one Narayana. It cannot happen. Shrotavya kirtitabhyascha, only if you hear, only if you chant, there is a chance that we will be able to remember Smartabhya. And if you do that, you will become fearless. Ichata bhayam. Otherwise there is fear in everywhere. What will happen to my job? What will happen to my children? What will happen to my house? Who will pay my EMI? What will happen to my future? When I retire, what will happen? Who will take care of my parents? So many worries. So many worries. And in all that worry, we forget the real purpose of life, and our time comes to an end. We tata bye bye, we're gone. 4 people will carry us, they'll burn us, we'll become ash. So that's why it's extremely important, extremely, very, very important to become awakened. This movement doesn't come to everybody actually. In that way, you are very fortunate that at least you are getting a chance to share this message of Bhagavatam, Bhagavad-gita, which is non-different from the Lord. Bhagavad-gita, the message which is spoken directly from the Lord's mouth. So it's very powerful. It has the potency to shake us, to make us awakened. But I have to show some sincerity, I have to show some interest in this. Not everybody can appreciate every level of information which is shared. Very basic thing we have to understand first. First, this fundamental difference of who I am, what is this soul, what is the difference between soul and matter. If that thing becomes at least little clear in our understanding, things will manifest, and all depends on our desire and our interest and our sincerity. But all I can request all of you, intelligent people of Nashua, keeping that tag intact, that make use of this rare human form of life. Make use of that. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling, Jeeva jago, gora chand bole. Kotha nidra gela, kotha pisachira khole. Kotha nidra, we are sleeping endlessly, not able to. If somebody is, faking to sleep, you can't make him awakened. At least many of us, we were not knowing this. That's an excuse, but still not a very big excuse. Still have to suffer the reactions of all the actions that you have done. But still, at least now you have become aware. Now I should take it up. And an opportunity like this, where this Kartik month, where it is mentioned in the scriptures so much that even if you do a little devotional activity in this Kartik month, it's very, very auspicious. It's very, very powerful. So my request to all of you is that you chant very nicely the names of the Lord. This is very simple. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Just vibrate your tongue, vibrate your lips, and you're able to produce this sound, and just hear this every day. Sometimes it is so simple that people take it very, so simple. It is very simple. Kali Yuga has got so many vices. Kaler dosho nidhe rajan asti hi eko mahan guna. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya mukta sangha param rajit. Kaler dosho nidhe, it's an ocean of vices. where you look at this side, you look at that side, you look at any side, all side, everywhere, top, bottom, everywhere, only there are bad things. But we are proud of our this thing. No, it's very good. Massachusetts is good. Nashua is even better, tax-free. And I can enjoy life. Kalair dosha nidhe rajan, asti hi ekuman. The only good thing in Kali Yuga, irrespective of where you are staying, asti hi ekumahan guna, kirtana deva krishnasya. Just chanting the names of the Lord, mukta sangha param brajat, we can become free. But we don't take it seriously. There's one story I'll tell, and then we will chant this verse again, the verse that I just spoke. Just think about it. Just meditate. I am not going to benefit from this. It's our life, right? It's about, it should hit us so hard that I can't take it so lightly. This awareness, that awakening, is what the Vedic scriptures are looking at. There was one person who was going through some distress in life and some difficulties. So he goes to one saintly person, very advanced person. He says, Swamiji, thoda kuch bataiye, what to do? Generally people come and ask, बच्चे पढ़ नहीं रहे, मन नहीं लग रहा है, बात नहीं सुन रहे, घर में बहुत सारा प्रॉब्लम है, हस्बैंड का जॉब चला गया, so on and so forth. क्या करें हम? We tell them that you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So for all problems, is the only solution that chant Hare Krishna mantra? I said, yeah. How is it that? All problems you give one remedy only. You go to different problems, different folks, different strokes. But how is it that one solution for? So don't worry, I'll tell you, but you do this. So this man takes the mantra. What is the mantra? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So he goes out and then he, boards a rickshaw. There was a rickshawala. So he calls, hey, rickshaw. Usually we don't call the rickshawala by his name or something. Rickshaw, and the rickshaw fellow also understands, okay, he's calling me. So he comes and he gets into that rickshaw and he's going. And when the rickshaw is being pulled by that rickshawala, the rickshaw puller, he's going and he's chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. This man is bewildered. I got this mantra from that sage, and this ordinary rickshawala also knows, and he is chanting. I said, maybe that sage doesn't know much. But he goes further. And when he is going further, he sees that, there were some children. In India, they make this cow dung with, cow dung cake, right? So they were making those cake and they were putting it on the wall to get it dried. And while they were doing, they were chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. 2 times, right? First, the rickshawala also knows. Ordinary small children also, they are doing this and they are chanting. So his doubts is increasing in his mind. Like many of us also, we are so intelligent people. All of a sudden, somebody is telling chant and you will go back. We start creating doubts in our mind. So then he goes further. The rickshaw is going and it goes past a river where these washermen, they were washing their clothes. How do they wash? They'll take and they'll hit on the stone. And they're doing like that and they're chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. 3 times means gone, done, confirmed. Kuch value nahi hai iska. So man mein kuch hai, kya diya? Immediately he asked, hey rickshaw, Guma, turn back. I want to go and meet that sage. So he comes back to the sage. Angrily, what kind of mantra you gave, man? Everybody knows, one rickshawala knows that, children also know that this thing, what is the value of this? Don't worry. I'll tell you, to understand the importance of this mantra, I'll give you this. This is a very precious stone. It's even more precious and valuable than the diamond. You take this and you just, those people who you thought that they know this Hare Krishna mantra, you just show them. And then you will get some answer. Anyway, he was not very convinced, but he took it just because the sage was telling. And he went and he showed it to that rickshawala. Hey, rickshawala, this is, I'm giving it to you. What are you going to use it for? So he looked at that stone. He was very precious and it was very this thing, but he had no idea about it. He didn't know about it. He said, every day I, pull this rickshaw. So when I go back home, my feet, it hurts. So I'll use that for massaging, whatever what do you call that? Acupressure or whatever. I'll go through this, I'll massage this feet, and then I'll massage the other foot also. That's what I'll use it. He said, "Cheh, you're such a terrible fellow, you don't know even this." And he goes further. Then he sees that those children, they were chanting. He showed them this stone, that hey, I've got this very, very valuable stone. Would you like to know, what are you going to do with this? So they took that stone and they thought, okay, anyway, we are making this cow dung cake and we are having some struggle and challenges. We'll use this and we'll put it in that. He goes to the washerman. There also he showed, and the washerman said, we'll use it for cleaning the clothes. Because they don't know the value of that stone. They may be chanting, but they don't know the value. Unless you know the value comes from reading the scriptures and you hear from a authority, then you understand, oh, this is not some ordinary stone. Otherwise, what this about the fisher? We check with our other people who are like this, ricksawala, some children, and some other some washermen kind of people in our life, and we check, what is this? And they also say, kuch nahi. Simply don't go. Prabhupada writes one article, who's crazy? Are the people who are there outside, who don't chant, and who think everything of this creation, the God's creation is theirs, are they crazy? Or those who have understood that their spirit soul, part and parcel of the Lord, and they are chanting and trying to re-establish their connection with the Lord, they are crazy. People outside think that we are crazy because we are chanting always, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And we are thinking they are crazy because they are engrossed in Maya. The way Prabhupada concludes is, the person who has awakened this understanding that he is a spirit soul, he is part and parcel of the Lord, he is trying to revive his relationship with Lord, is actually in the state of sanity. Others are not, and that's the truth. So to conclude our time, let's chant that verse 2 more times, and then we will go for the Damodara Ashtakam. You can repeat after me. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavyah Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Ichata Bhayam Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavyah Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Ichata Bhayam. And one more last time, with full heart and the mood of surrender. Actually, I didn't go to the next verse where the Lord says, how do you come out of the influence of this Maya? How do you come out of this state of forgetfulness? How do you come out of this bewilderment that we are in and we are not even aware of it? So he says, only by surrendering. That word surrender, some other time when you come we'll explain, but it's a very powerful thing. So with that mood of surrender, with a mood of helplessness, with a mood of devotion, call out this mantra one final time. Tasmad Bharata Sarvatma Bhagavan Ishvaro Hari Shrotavyah Kirtitavyascha Smartavyascha Ichata Bhayam. Thank you all very much for coming to our temple from Nashua. And I hope and pray that this important day, 26th October, in the month of Kartik, become a very important day in your life. So that it is not just 1 hour or few hours that you are spending and going back to your lives, but it becomes the day when you become aware, when you become alert about that real identity of yours and work towards it. Work towards re-establishing your lost relationship with the Lord. That is what is the only purpose of this human life. Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Shri Radha Damodar ki, Nitai Gaur Premanande.